welcome back to another episode of The Unstable Brew, where we discuss all things not quite normal brewing up in our lives, this world, and maybe even beyond. I'm Taylor.
And I'm Charity.
Let's get brewing.
I'm so excited.
So lots of good things are happening.
Lots of good things.
Lots of good things. Just in time for Matt and I to load up his vehicle and us go to Gatlinburg for a trip, because that's happening on Monday.
That's hard to believe. Like, it feels like you've been planning this out for months, and now it's here.
So it's funny you say plan it out for months. Here's the thing. It went from months of Matt and I trying to figure out what the hell we wanted to do trip-wise.
We knew so many ideas.
We knew we wanted a vacation. We knew we wanted to get away. We knew we're like, this has actually been a really good year to us, and we want to kind of celebrate and embrace it and just kind of go, hell yeah, look at what we've accomplished this year. And so the original plan was maybe a cruise, and then his brother ended up moving to New York, so we thought about visiting his brother. And then I kind of thought about it, and I was like, as much as I really want to go visit his brother in New York, I was like, when's the last time we've had a vacation?
Exactly.
And even that took us a while. I don't know how I decided on Gatlinburg. I think I just kind of, he threw out Florida, and I looked at Florida, and I went, this is going to get pricey stupid fast.
I've been saying for the past year that we need to all do Gatlinburg.
And then I went, Gatlinburg's popped up several times. People have visited. They love it. You know what? I kind of want to see it because I've seen pictures. Let's do Gatlinburg. And then I kind of looked into it, and then I went, let's do Gatlinburg.
Because there's so many ways that you can do it cheap and still see and do so much. I mean, it's a beautiful area. Yeah, it's a drive, but it's worth it.
Oh, yeah.
It's 100% worth it.
Oh, we've already established a game plan. Like, I'm working from home on Friday, and then pretty much Friday, Saturday is just cleaning up the house, packing up the bags.
Getting things
Sunday,
ready.
we're going to actually go ahead and pre-load up the truck. We're going to put everything in the back because the goal is for us to try and either sleep in as much as we can or get a nap in or something like that Sunday, because we actually plan on leaving between midnight and 1 o'clock Monday.
Nice.
So we wanted to leave that early, and we figured, whoever takes the first shift, the other person obviously go ahead and sleep, and then switch. Obviously, the next person, passenger seat, go ahead and sleep because the other person's gotten a little bit more Z's. But the reason we're leaving so early is because even though check-in's 4 o'clock, I'm like, let's maximize this the best we can. We already know we're going to have to spend all day Saturday driving back. Why don't we just leave early enough, get there well before we need to check in, and just explore?
Go see the sights. Exactly.
We have a vehicle that can carry the luggage. We don't need to do anything else with it. If it's raining, it's still protected because the cover he has on the back can keep out the rain. So it's like, so I'm super excited. On top of trying to buy a house. So
also, the majority of that drive that you'll be doing while it's dark is a lot of the backlands that isn't going to have anything. So that way, by the time the sun's up, you'll be in a nice area.
And the other thing is a must. I told Matt it's a must stop. Even if we get there before they open, we will sit there until they open. I need to get this out of my freaking system.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
I need to get the Pyramid Bass Pro Shop out of my system from Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay,
I need to get it out of my system.
Has no idea what you're talking about. Is like, what in the alien conspiracy theory is she on right now? Yeah, there is a Bass Pro Shop in Tennessee.
Memphis, Tennessee.
That is shaped like a pyramid made out of glass.
It is on the, I think that's the Mississippi River. I think that's
it's like right around there.
It's either the Mississippi River or it's the Red River. But
I think it's the Mississippi.
I think it's the Mississippi, but it's right at the border of Tennessee and Arkansas. And as you go over that nerve-wracking, anxiety-filled metal bridge that goes super high up in the air.
It is
terrifying. I need to be in the middle lane. Don't put me on the outside lane. I need to be on the middle lane. Okay. If I'm going to die, my body needs to be found on the bridge. Okay. We're not going in the water. you can see the pyramid. And I've been obsessed with this pyramid since I was like 6.
Same.
I need to get it out of my system.
Passing it and just being like, we have pyramids here?
It was glass. Here's the thing. It was glass. I wanted to know what was inside it because I don't think it was always Bass Pro. I think Bass Pro bought it at some point and turned it into their place.
What was it before?
I don't know.
I have questions.
But it's a giant...
It looks so cool.
I asked Matt, it's a mandatory stop. Pretty please. I need to get this out of my system just so I can say I did it and I can be happy and then we can move on.
Yes.
Like, we don't have to spend long. Like, maybe an hour tops. We do not have to spend a lot of time there, but I need to get it out of my system. That is where I'm at.
So much fun.
So how was Alex's first soccer game?
Well, it went better than I was expecting.
Okay.
But it was a rough start to the morning. He did not want to wake up. And so I finally get him up. I'm like, look, we're going to go play soccer. I don't want to play soccer. I don't care if you don't want to play soccer. You've got a team that is counting on you. You are signed up to play. You have to play at very least for your teammates because they're counting on you to play. But I don't want to play. Too bad. It's like I am trying to find this balance of respecting what my child likes and doesn't like and telling him that, I know that you don't like this, but also teaching him that he has responsibilities. And if he is signed up to do something,
he needs to participate.
And they are expecting him to be there, he needs to participate.
No, that's fair.
And so it's like a learning lesson that's supposed to be fun. And I don't know, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. But we get there and we're supposed to be doing pictures. Well, they're doing pictures of a whole bunch of 3 and 4 and 5-year-olds. How well do you think that's going?
Bold of them to be trying to take pictures on the first day of soccer games, but I imagine that's probably the only time that they can actually get everyone there.
Exactly.
Because now you're about to watch these kids drop like flies.
It was chaos. They were like an hour behind.
Oh my God.
And we were supposed to be on the field at 10. We got on the field at 10:30.
So I missed nothing.
I will say this. Alex, once he was up there, like for the photos, he did great. Once he was up there, he posed with his ball. He had big smiles. He was good. We get onto the field. We get there and the team before us is also running late. So we're watching them finish up. And the team before us has one of his friends from church on it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, hey, isn't he supposed to be out there? And my husband's like, Daniel's like, yeah, I see his dad right there. And I'm like, he's not on the field. And so we kind of look around for a minute. Daniel goes over to talk to his friend's dad. And he's like, yeah, he's not having it. And looks over to the bleachers. And this poor kid is just wailing, absolutely losing it. His poor mom is just like, you gotta at least, maybe try to have some fun. It can be fun if you just get out there. Wailing the whole time. And I'm like, that is fully what I expected from my child. So far it's not happened, but we'll see what happens when we get onto the field. So they wrap up and it's time for Alex to go up onto the field. And he doesn't want to do it. His Mimi, my mom is now here. So he's like, I just want to sit with Mimi. And I'm like, no, bud, you gotta get on the field. It's time to go. So we get out there, and the first half was rough, but at least he was on the field. His team was on one side of the field, and he was standing around looking at butterflies on the other side of the field, but he was there.
He was there.
There was another member of his team who was also crying, losing his mind, and refused to let go of his mother. So I'm like, okay, we're above where I expected, but we're not where we want to be. So I go over there at one point and I'm just talking to him and I'm like, but look at how much fun they're having chasing the ball. Don't you want to be a part of that? He goes, they're moving too fast. I'm like, because they're running. You have to run too. I was like, you just Follow your team. At very least, you don't have to kick the ball. You don't have to make a goal. Just run with them. If they run one way, you run one way. If they run the other way, run the other way. Just stick with the group. And I was like trying just whatever I could to make it sound like fun. Because I was like, literally, I have no expectations for my child to go to the national championships of child soccer league. But I want him to at least attempt to enjoy his time with this. And, you know, my husband, he comes over, he talks to him. Second half, flip switch. Or switch flip? Switch flip?
The switch flipped?
The switch flipped. Something like that.
Carry on.
He gets out there and suddenly he's running with the team. He's kicking the ball. I mean, he's actually doing really well. So by the end of it, they did end up winning.
Yay.
3-0.
Good
Yay.
job.
There is one kid on his team who's stupid good, like really good. She does have to learn that she's not the only one on the team.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah, that happens.
There's always one.
She grew up in a family full of athletes. Her older sister's been playing soccer for years, so she knows what she's doing. She has to let everyone else learn what to do. So it's one of those of, it's a balance, and it's fun watching these kids learn how to work together. But poor Alex, by the time it was all over, he comes crying off the field. And I'm like, buddy, what's wrong? He goes, they wouldn't let me have the ball. And I was like, Alex, that's kind of the point of the game. They're going to keep it from you. He goes, but I wanted to score a goal and they wouldn't let me. I'm like, that's literally their job. So we stayed behind for like 15 minutes and just let him kick the ball into the goal a few times. I'm like, do you feel better? He goes, yeah, next time they need to let me kick the ball. I'm like, okay, bud.
Good luck with that one.
Good luck with that.
That's not how that works, but it's a temp. You're about to learn a life lesson that I don't think your 4-year-old brain is ready to learn, but we're here.
Children parenting such tiny, tiny brains.
Can I add?
It's so difficult and fun and chaotic.
Whenever you were describing your conversation you had with your son, can I just say, not only could I see it in your eyes, but I feel like our listeners could hear it in your voice. The murder that was about to ensue.
I don't want to traumatize a child by yelling at him of just go out there and try to kick the ball. It's not that hard. I'm trying to remember he's 4. He doesn't know any better. He just wants to go home and watch his number blocks. But at the same time, just play the game.
Every single parent just resonated with you and like as you were describing this. Yep. Every parent who listens and has been through this, they're like, mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, my mom's on the sideline saying, just be nice to him. And I'm like, I'm being nice. Daniel's being nice. But we're also trying to teach him a lesson of he can't just sit here and do nothing.
Correct.
Yes. Fun times. Fun times.
I don't want to have to learn how to set boundaries with the grandparents, but I feel like I'm going to have to.
Yeah. It's not grandparents, siblings, aunt, uncles. You have to set boundaries with everyone. And no matter who it is, I have found it can be difficult, especially for people like us who are massive people pleasers and don't like confrontation. Yeah, it's not great. It's not a great time, but it is a necessity.
Well, I'll cross that bridge whenever that gets here.
One day.
We'll see. I did make a comment to Matt.
Oh.
I thought it would be kind of weirdly hilarious that after we buy this house and we had everyone over for Christmas that we just happened to end up pregnant in that time.
That'd be great.
I don't think it will happen.
I hope that it would happen sooner than that for y'all, but it would also be a really cool timing thing.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I'm not holding my breath or anything, but I would be like, that would be one hell of a way to end this year.
Yeah, it would be.
For sure. But anywho, we're not talking about Christmas time. We're talking about spooky season.
Spooky season!
Because we're recording this at the end of August, beginning of September, and you lovely people will get to hear this in October. So all of the crap you just heard, that's past. That's history now.
Long past.
That's history now. Keep up.
Just know I'm very jealous of you because it's consistently 103 degrees. Everything is hot. I'm constantly melting, and all I want to do is wear a sweater and watch the rain fall.
Ooh.
One day.
I have a
You have a backyard that you can watch the rain.
The little things.
The little things.
Well, in today's episode, we wanted to officially welcome spooky season with a discussion of all of our favorite seasonal activities: bonfires, haunted houses, football games, scary movie marathons. Everything about the season is cozy, creepy, and we're here for it and ready to discuss what we love about it.
Absolutely. Fall is just 100% my favorite season. It's my favorite time of year. Everything is cool. Everything is crisp. Everything smells good. My allergies aren't bugging me because everything is dead, because apparently my body hates life and everything healthy.
Sad.
Yeah.
I still get allergies during the fall, but I feel like I feel like we can classify ourselves as almost the basic white women.
Oh, yeah, I'm very basic.
Because I also love fall.
I've learned to accept it. Just sitting in a coffee shop, wearing my sweater,
Being cozy,
watching scary movies, going to football games. All of it is just like, it resonates within my spirit. It makes me so happy.
It makes me happy. It makes me feel cozy.
Yes.
It's great.
I'm so excited for all the smells of apples and pumpkins. I'm not gonna lie, I have already had not a pumpkin spice latte, but a pumpkin drink from Starbucks.
You've already cracked into a pumpkin drink?
I sure have, and it was good too.
Charity, September's next week.
Yeah, exactly. And they've already rolled them out.
It's okay. I'm
happy.
I'm waiting for Dutch Bros to do their fall stuff so that way I can sneak in onto that. Yes. Which, fun fact, there's apparently rumors that a Dutch Bros is coming to your hometown. And if that's the case, after I buy this house,
you'll be done for.
Dutch Bros has a chokehold on me. Let's be real. Okay, the only thing that has currently prevented me from fully diving into this addiction of mine is I know I need to currently cut back on the spending.
Yeah.
But if I had free money, look, their prices are worth to get a large drink for the prices that they have, worth it. But
to say, if you're gonna go anywhere though, their prices are not bad. So if we had a Dutch here instead of Starbucks, I would never go to Starbucks.
I don't people are gonna get angry, but unpopular opinion, I don't particularly care for Starbucks, and I think it's overrated.
I agree that it's overrated. I also agree that it's overpriced. I do like their coffee, so I'll pay for it if that is the option available to me. Because, for example, I prefer our hometown coffee shop.
Yep.
But they don't open until 8 a.m. They're not open on Mondays. It really irritates me because
that's about to change,
though. No.
They're not going to change for the school year?
Nope. They always change for the school year. Their change for the school year is that they're no longer open on Mondays. It's the summer where they're open on Mondays. I'm very unhappy by all of this, and it's the only reason I drink Starbucks. Is because they're the only coffee shop open before 8 a.m. and on Mondays.
Oh, sucks for you.
Yeah.
I at least got options where I'm about to move to. There's a Huey's that's about to open up. I don't know what the fuck that is.
What is a Huey's?
I don't know. It's a coffee shop. It's off of Wesley.
Stick with Dutch.
Oh, absolutely. Dutch is like I said, Dutch Bros has a chokehold on me. Let's be real. If I'm going to claim anything to get me, it's that one. Speaking of chokeholds, what are some of your favorite fall activities?
I'm interested in this transition of, do you mean chokehold by what is it about fall that has a chokehold over me? Or is chokehold one of my favorite activities in fall?
Honey,
I mean, I feel like that's a very personal question.
Babe, you interpret it however you want to, okay?
Well, we'll keep certain things private.
That,
Anywho,
you brainwashed. Ma'am.
The transition was there. I'm just saying.
I'm supposed to be the one with the head in the gutters, not you.
I have things I need to work on for myself. But anywho.
How's therapy going?
I start back on Thursday.
Oh, okay. Well, carry on.
Carry on. Yes, so as I mentioned, Friday Night Lights. I am all for the football. All for the football. Cowboys just started back up again. We're about to start. Yeah. I know. I only like them because I'm a true to form Texas. They're here. I might as well root for them. I am a fan out of obligation, not out of actual respect, if that makes any sense.
I mean, I can't say much. I don't watch. I do not go out of my way to watch NFL football. However, if it's like my hometown football game,
yes,
or like college game, I'm most likely going to end up going to one of those.
Yes, that's really where my heart lies.
I care more about like those areas. Yeah. NFL, I don't never cared.
It, but you're right. It's not where my heart lies. I love, because like you and I used to work for the high school and the university here.
That was
doing camera work for all of the football games.
We did that for like 6 years.
I know, right? And it was so much fun because every single fall, y'all be bundled up in your coats up on top with the cameras. It was
cold up there.
Yeah, I know it was. Well, Daniel and I were sipping hot cocoa in the...
Which was bullcrap. Matt and I are... in the crow's nest, freezing our asses off.
We're actually inside the stadium watching the cameras, moving everything around on the electronics. Nice and warm.
To be fair, though, sometimes that room did get really hot because the server rack was in there for everything. So, like, that kept you warm and toasty. That's the only thing. So, at least I didn't have to deal with that stuff. Yes. But yeah, Matt and I are up in the crow's nest, and like Q is over on the field, and we're trying to be all nice and warm, and you guys are toasty. This is nice hot cocoa. It'd be great if one of y'all could bring it to us. No.
I think we did on occasion.
If we were lucky.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
It had to be halftime, and we had to scurry down the ladder and scurry down the steps all the way down.
Trying not to kill yourself when you can't feel your fingers.
Trying to run down to the concession stand during halftime, which is the busiest time to be doing this. Scurry our bus up, have to teamwork to climb up that ladder to the crow's nest with all of the crap that we've
not
to drop or spill anything, just in time for us to have to get our headsets back on, just to have the camera ready to go.
Yep. Yeah. But don't you miss it?
I kind of do.
I kind of do. I would not do it again.
No.
But it's fun memories, and it's part of the reason why I love fall so much is I get to go to the games, or at least, you'll drive past the stadium and you can hear them speak on the speakers and listen to the band.
I love hearing the band. I love hearing, because we're so close to the university, band has started practicing.
Just know.
Can we hear the high school practice?
Where you will be living. Especially on really cold nights, you'll be able to hear everything at that stadium.
Ooh, I love to hear the noises off in the distance.
It's so just homey. There's something about it.
You're right.
But yeah, so that is definitely one of my absolute favorites, as well as all scary movies. Like mid-September range, I'll hit it's spooky time, and I just... consistently for like the next 6 to 8 weeks, there will be nothing on my TV screen, especially when I'm at work, other than some sort of scary movie. Last year, I even surprised myself. I got onto what was it?
I know you ask Desiree for recommendations all the time, and she's got a list for you.
The Conjuring. I got onto a kick on The Conjuring.
You did watch
that
those.
Entire series. Which is big for me because that's like the only type of scary movies that I don't really get into is anything demonic, because it gets in my head, it freaks me out. But they were actually pretty good. And like, I love doing that and just getting into a real kick on specific types of scary movies.
So, Matt and I will do the same thing. We won't necessarily go for like the crazy, super scary horror films, but we will watch kind of a little bit more of like the B-rated stuff. But there is one particular show that we started watching in our 2-bedroom apartment, and we just happened to watch it during the month of October, and so now it's become like a yearly tradition of we have to binge watch this one show at least at one weekend or one night during the month of October. And that is Over the Garden Wall.
What is that?
It was literally a short series that aired on Cartoon Network at one point in time. And it's literally it's like probably 10 episodes or something.
Is it a cartoon or live action?
It's cartoon. But it is a really, really good show. And so we just happened to go through, well, we just want to watch something random, new. We saw this, like, this looks kind of cool. We like the art. Watched it. And then we watched it all the way through. We went, hold up. And rewatched it. Because we're just watching it in the instance of like, oh, this is like a kid little show. You know, what's this weird trippy stuff?
Not
like
fully paying attention, but kind of paying attention.
Like we were watching and it was like, this is kind of trippy. Until you get to the end and we're like, oh my God, did they have a near-death experience? They went over the wall, went into the water. It was Halloween night. They were cold, drowning. They were probably going through like a near-death experience, and that's what they were going through. The older brother being like the thing, because toward like you just have to watch it in a different light once you realize that the story has a much deeper like hidden meaning, and you don't catch that until the very end. And then you have to go back and rewatch it.
You have to send that to me. I'll probably watch that this season.
It's on Hulu. It's not scary. It's super cute. The cartoon style is absolutely adorable. Like, it is very fun, cozy. But it absolutely has like an underlying meaning that I was just like, this seems not child appropriate, but
Going off of that, and it'll be the last thing I'll say on my favorite things list. My absolute favorite thing that has just started over the past couple of years, because it's still fairly new. I think this will be their 4th year, is listening to the Full Body Chills podcast. Which, if you've never heard of it, it's, have you heard of Crime Junkie?
Yes.
Yes. It's one of her productions. Every year, and it's only in the month of October, they will have, typically, they'll have one like every Monday, like Monday through Friday, every single day they'll post one. Last year, they kind of spaced it out a little bit more, which broke my heart. So I don't know what their schedule will be this year, but they have short episodes, like 15-minute episodes that'll come out consistently throughout the month of October of scary stories. And it's like, what was it that we grew up with? Goosebumps?
Yes.
Think that, but podcast.
Ooh.
And it's so, I live for it. There will be times where I won't listen for a few days so I can stockpile them. And then I'll go back and I'll start from the beginning. And oh my gosh, I love Full Body Chills.
Okay, I'm gonna have to add that to my new October.
10 out of 10.
Like honestly, I am one of those folks who, if I could, like, I love spooky, but like once September hits, it's like that's fall for me, baby.
Yes, same.
I like September 1st hits, and I'm like, it's fall, baby. We're going to decorate this house. Yes. We're getting into the mood. I want all of the pumpkin spice and apple cider and the s'mores and like the fall leaves and just the fire. Oh my God. The smell of fire.
Yes.
The smell of a fire pit in your backyard as you're like roasting marshmallows at night. Oh my.
It's my absolute favorite.
Absolutely.
So is that one of the things on your list of favorite things to do during fall?
So I kind of already mentioned some of the stuff, like watching Over the Garden Wall and the smells. I'm a candle freak, okay? Matt and I are definitely like, when we have a date day, one of our potential stops is Bath and Body Works, just so we can go smell the candles.
That's adorable. I love that.
We will literally just go in there and just start smelling the candles. and just be like, "Ooh, this smells good. What do you think?" And I'll like shove it in his face, and he's like, "I'm not a fan of it," and I'll put it. I'm like, "Okay," and then he'll find one and he'll smell like, "This isn't that bad," and he'll shove it in my face and go, "What do you think?"
I love that. That's so cute.
We do it around Christmas time too.
That's adorable.
Anytime they have their seasonal like smells out, we'll go to Bath and Body Works and just start smelling their candles.
It's a little weird.
You know what? You say that, but we are not the only
cute.
couple. We are not the only couple who do
not?
this. No! I promise you post this little clip about me being a candle freak and smelling candles on the internet, and there will be thousands upon thousands of people who completely understand and do the exact same thing. I am not alone.
That right there is our clip for this episode.
I
You
am
post
not.
this thing about me being a candle freak.
I'm a candle freak. I love those smells.
I love it. Is there anything else that you absolutely love about fall?
The shorter days.
See, that's the
crisper
only thing I don't like,
nights.
but I do love the crisper nights.
So I like the shorter days and the crisper nights because it's kind of that reminder of like things are starting to go to sleep. It's kind of like that magic into the world. Things are starting to go to sleep. But also it reminds me of when I used to go hunting with my dad.
Aww.
Because I used to
That's so sweet.
Fun fact, folks, I'm pretty country if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Like I hate to admit it, but I could go country if I needed to. I just choose not to. I used to go hunting with my dad all the time when I was like a teenager. So like deer hunting, sitting in the stands, sitting by a fire pit, and like just my dad and my Paul talking, Travis and I being idiots and going, what can we throw in here and not get in trouble? And let me tell you, my dad let us throw a lot of crap in there. Like, he let us burn pretty much anything.
See, I'm jelly because I always wanted to go hunting with my dad because every year he'd go hunting with my brother and one of his best friends. They'd all go out and go hunting together, and I was never allowed to go because it was a guy's thing. Also, I couldn't shut up, which is understandable, but it's still very frustrating for 7-year-old me.
You need to be quiet. That was one of the things is my dad, before he actually took us hunting, he broke down all of the rules. But then even before we were allowed to like get a license to shoot a gun and like be trained to like know how to shoot a gun safety wise, is he would take us with him. And so he would have his own little blind next to us, and then Travis and I would have our own separate blind. So we were still with him in the activity of it, but we were too young to participate, but we could still be there.
That's cool.
So that kind of helped us get used to like, this is what it's going to be like. You have to be quiet when you go out there. You need to make as little noise as possible. Your footsteps. I became very
That's pretty cool. See, I understand why child me was not allowed to go. I think adult me could do it. But who knows? So is that one of your favorite fall memories?
It is. It is absolutely one of my favorite fall memories. I remember we ended up getting lucky and got permission to hunt on private property, and we were the only family allowed to hunt on this private property. This private property had a really nice cabin, so like I remember like when September hit, we were out there getting it cleaned up, ready, like getting it set up and ready for hunting season, so that way we could go up there during hunting season.
Awesome.
And we spent all weekend, like Dad would come pick me up in Mount Pleasant. And then he would go from Mount Pleasant, because we could actually go from Mount Pleasant to the farm because it's in one of those backwooded area kind of stuff. So he would pick me up in Mount Pleasant. We would drive all the way to the farm. And then when we were done with the farm, he would drive back to Mount Pleasant. We would do the exchange. I'd go with my mom, and then he would head back home to TK.
That's awesome.
So
that sounds like so much fun too.
It was a lot of fun. It was a big deal for me to go hunting with my dad and with my Paul, because like I was the only girl. So like that was
trust
huge.
Me, I get that.
Like that's one thing, is like I was the only girl who went out there. So like that was kind of a weird thing, because I wanted to be like one of the guys.
Yeah.
Hi, I could be bi.
Hey, I had that same issue, and I'm not bi. I just wanted to fit in.
I mean, fair, but I genuinely had enjoyment. Like, I wanted to fit in, and I genuinely enjoyed doing it. You want to know why I stopped hunting?
Why?
I'm not a morning person, and I did not want to get up that early.
You know, that's fair. I think I would be a really good hunter now that I know how to enjoy the peace and quiet. Mm-hmm. As a child, I would not have done well.
Oh, I loved
it. My ADHD was rampant.
So I thoroughly enjoyed the quiet of it, because when I got to a certain point, I could sit in the stands by myself. Sometimes I fell asleep, but I enjoyed sitting and listening to like the squirrels like chittering and off in the distance and scurrying through the leaves and just hearing things crack and going, what the fuck is that? Please don't let it be a bobcat. I can't die here. I also had fears because when you're in the woods in nothing but a deer, like in a tent, and that is your protection, but it's also like to shield you so animals can't see you.
Yeah.
And it starts to get dark faster in the woods.
Yeah.
I eventually get to a point where I just completely seal myself up and go, I'm just going to sit here and wait for my dad.
Yeah, that's fair.
And so I will do that. Many times I sat there because it would get to the point it was so dark I couldn't see. And then I started hearing a lot more noise, so it freaked me out more. And I'm like, I don't want to die here.
Like, nope. My anxiety will not be handling this. So I'm just gonna
zip and like
tuck myself in.
Yup. I was like, we're fine.
So what are some other favorite fall memories?
Dressing up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I love dressing up for Halloween. It's always
How old were you? 12, 13?
When?
Not 25.
For when? For the last time I dressed up? I dressed up last year as Louise. I was the only one in my department that dressed up.
That's why I asked. I thought it was hilarious. I was like, oh,
Taylor. Last time to dress up. When? 'Cause I did that. I'll do it again.
I do love dressing up.
I love dressing up. It's usually a last minute put together going, I don't know, because I couldn't figure it out and I didn't have an option until last minute going, we're doing a Halloween party. Want to go? And I'm like, crap, now I have to actually like
think this out.
Put work into this.
Yeah.
Crap. And there's nothing left on the shelf. So good luck to me.
Yeah, I like dressing up. I think it's really the only aspect of Halloween that I truly kind of find fun is that creative aspect to it. Mm-hmm. Like, there was a couple of years ago where Daniel and I dressed up with Alex. We were the Baby Shark family. He was
Baby do remember
Shark,
that.
I was Mama Shark, and Daniel was Daddy Shark, and we were adorable.
Insert gagging noise. No, I'm kidding. It was adorable.
It was cute.
But it was like that.
We were cute.
It was like, it's to that gross adorable level. Yes. Like, it was adorable, but it's kind of like.
See, I like doing fun stuff
gross
like
adorable.
That. Yes, I completely understand dressing up.
I love dressing up. Or the fall festivals. I love all the fall festivals. I love all of the corn mazes. We did the corn maze in Lubbock last year.
And it was amazing. If you are ever in Lubbock at all during the fall, they have the biggest corn maze in Texas, and they change it up every year. It is awesome. They also have tons of snacks, lots of food out there. You can pick your own pumpkin. Also, for future reference, you can take pumpkins on a plane.
I was gonna say that because we bought 3 pumpkins each in that maze, from that maze. And then as we were holding the pumpkins, I quickly Googled, can we take these with us on a plane? And they were like, yeah, you can. If it can fit in your bag, sure. And I went, I will make this fit.
I was like, we probably should have thought about this before we bought them. But if anything, we're going to try to smuggle some pumpkins on a plane. We'll see what happens.
And we bought 3, and we each brought 3 pumpkins home. And then
they were adorable.
They were adorable. And then we let them rot in our yard, attempting chaos gardening. But the world said, nah.
I did not attempt chaos gardening. I simply did chaos gardening through pure laziness. And the universe said yeah to me because I have a pumpkin growing in my front yard.
No, because the yard people kept on mowing it. It died.
See, ours, I think, did well because it is right underneath the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you have a pumpkin in your front yard?
Well, I don't have a pumpkin yet, but we have the stalk for it. If you go out and look in front of the tree in our front yard,
I saw the flower.
It's like a 4-foot tall stalk. And I'm like, there is definitely going to be a pumpkin here in the next couple of months. I'm excited.
That's fun.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just and also I will say all of this stuff kind of blends and leads because there's something about when September hits. It's when the fall decorations come out and you see the Halloween decorations come out. And I love to like get spooky decor. Now that I'm about to own a house, I'm definitely going to embrace that one. Mm-hmm. But it's September hits and then October hits and you celebrate Halloween and then Halloween ends and then you go into November, which is Thanksgiving, and then it bleeds into Christmas. And so I also kind of really enjoy fall and kind of the spooky season and everything that comes, and it's cozy because it's leading into things are going to sleep, and this is when it seems like families try to do more stuff together.
Well, I mean, you're coming off of a time of summer where you don't want to get out of the house because it's stupid hot. Mm-hmm. Everything feels like it's melting. You're supposed to be able to go out and do lots of stuff and have fun, but also with August, it's like literally 10,000 degrees outside. You don't want to go outside. And now suddenly you're able to go outside. You're able to have all these fall activities. You're able to decorate your house because nobody really decorates their house any other time of year other than October, November, December. And you're decorating your house. It's like everything has just come alive when everything else is beginning to die.
It's a different kind of feeling and setup. So let me ask you, how do you celebrate Halloween? I feel like we've asked this question before, but going on par with this episode, we'll ask it again. How do you celebrate Halloween, ma'am?
I mean, I generally celebrate it kind of like everybody else. We do, with having a kid, it does make it more fun. We do a big thing on the square in this town where all of the businesses on the square will get together and the owners will set up shop right outside their front doors and have like a table full of candy and stuff, and the kids get to dress up and they'll walk around the square getting candy from all the business owners. And when I say every kid in this town shows up to this event, last year we showed up, the last 2 years that we've showed up, there have been children lined up for a mile down one of the side roads, waiting in line to be able to go around the block. It is packed. If you are not there like 20 minutes prior to starting time, no, it's going to take at least an hour and a half.
That's insane.
It's insane. And it's so much fun and it's so cute because all these kids are dressed up. The shop owners will sometimes dress up. They'll even, do like little spooky decorations in front of their shop. It's really cute and the kids love it. And then, of course, our street is the main trick-or-treating street in the neighborhood. In the city.
Yeah. I can't confirm that. Last year was a little insane. I like Daniel had said something about it, and it was like, yeah, sure, whatever. No one goes trick-or-treating in neighborhoods anymore. I was wrong.
They do in ours because it's such a really safe community. A lot of the streets are kind of tucked back, so you don't have to worry that much about traffic. Well, let me tell you, even if you did, you can't really get a car down the street that night anyways because there are children everywhere. There are parents everywhere. The street is no longer existent. There are just seas of people. And I kid you not, I'm not exaggerating. It's just consistent to where nobody's even knocking on doors. The doors are just staying open because it's just one kid after the other for 3 hours straight.
I don't have to worry about getting candy this year, but I'm probably going to have to get candy next year, aren't I?
Yeah. In the neighborhood that you're going to be in, just know it's going to be like that. I grew up in that neighborhood for all intents and purposes. My best friend was in that neighborhood when I was real little. Then I moved to that neighborhood. That between it simply being a really safe neighborhood and you being directly outside of a church, you're gonna have kids consistently. Don't get the small bag of chocolate. Get the big bag of candy because they're gonna be consistent.
So what I'm hearing is make sure my porch light's off.
Or that.
I don't think I could do that though. I've always wanted. Okay.
Also, just know that neighborhood is known for having trickster kids when they don't get their candy.
I have a gel blasting pellet gun. You think I won't shoot these kids? I will leave no bruise, no mark. You have zero evidence against me except for I came outside with something in my hand. Good luck trying to prove that, child.
See, this is why we're friends. Threaten the children.
Absolutely. Do not egg my house. You
and
do?
TP, all the fun.
Oh, let me be that person that figures out who the heck your parent is. You will be cleaning my house.
Yes. See, I will say this, though. One of my favorite memories from fall when I was growing up was I got to TP one of my friend's house.
I'm not bold enough for that.
We got all dressed up. We put, like the black makeup on our cheeks. We had the toboggans. We thought we were cool. We were not. But we went out there at 4:00 in the morning and TP'd the crap out of this kid's house. It was a lot of fun. But one of my saddest memories from fall.
Go on.
And maybe, I don't know. I don't have good memories from those last year's events. Like the last time I went Easter egg hunting as a child. The last time I went trick-or-treating as a child. Just never that great. There was one, the last time I really did go trick-or-treating, I want to say I was 12. Which apparently is too old to go trick-or-treating.
Yeah, in some places it's against the law.
Which is ridiculous.
Like,
I was a child. I wasn't even a teenager yet, and I wanted to go trick-or-treating. It was fun. And so my mom was like, "Are you sure you really want to go?" And I'm like, "Yes, I want to go. What do you mean?" But at this point, we're out walking around, and I've seen some people like surprised that somebody my age was trick-or-treating. And then my mom insisted I go ahead and knock on this one kid's door who happened to go to my school. And I'm like, at this point, I'm going to be embarrassed. And it was the kid who opened the door. And he's like, "You're trick-or-treating? You still trick-or-treat?" It was embarrassing.
Ooh. I can't.
Also, I just want it to be said, if a 16-year-old knocks on your door, just give him the candy. At least he's not out drinking, okay?
That's true.
He's doing something safe and fun, and it's fine.
I think the last time I went trick-or-treating, I was probably 12 or 13, and it was not even in a neighborhood. It was me, my best friend at the time, her sister. I think it was just us three. We actually, because we lived in apartments that wasn't too far from some university housing. So we just walked all the way to that particular housing for the university because every year they did a whole big like trick-or-treating thing. Like the students would actually like get together, plan this whole thing. Like we were talking, it was like a big deal. Like the students in that dorm actively got together. They decorated the front area to where like there was like bobbing for apples and stuff like that, and they kind of made it creepy. They would actually they would have set time tours, so they would have groups of X amount of people because they already knew what rooms you could knock on to get candy, and they would take you through a specific route throughout the entire dorm, and you could just go knock on these students' doors.
So much fun.
And like go, trick or treat, and they would give you candy. And that was like the last time I went trick or treat. I think I did that 2 or 3 years in a row.
That's so much fun.
But yeah, I was pretty much at that point. I was like, I didn't really have a lot of friends. I didn't really do much afterwards of that. But yeah, one of the last real trick-or-treating memories I had was actually going through one of the university dorms and like doing this whole like trick-or-treat. It was legit. I don't think they do it anymore, which breaks my heart. But when they did, it was so fun. I just remember thinking, like, this is I remember going through, I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever.
That is cool. That's really awesome.
So now in turn, I want to be the house that actually does have the good candy.
I had to say, I know this year will be kind of difficult with y'all being in the middle of the move and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But leading up to this year and then leading after this year, what's your plans for Halloween's?
Oh, I'm going to decorate. Yes. I told Matt one of the things I've had issues with, and it's, trauma. We love it. It's hard for me to commit with getting permanent decorations or investing in a place or an apartment or a home when it's not really mine. I move so much. I don't want to have to deal with moving all of that crap, and it's not my place. Now that we will potentially be homeowners, we have all of the storage rooms, so like I'm going to decorate. I don't know how. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no idea. Like
I will go with you to like
blank
get
canvas.
All of the decorations. Oh, we'll go to Home Goods. We'll go to Burst. We'll do all the thrift shopping.
Here's the thing. I'm not that far from Hobby Lobby, which is bad for me, and then we're not that far from Lowe's, which is bad for Matt. We're in a really prime location which is bad for our wallet.
But it's great for getting out and doing stuff. So hey, there you go.
Conveniently located. Mm-hmm. Jeez Louise.
I have a bonus question for you.
Oh God, what?
I know we've already discussed a little bit of it.
Uh-huh.
But what, if you had to choose, what is your favorite fall? I guess for you it would be scent.
No,
it could be taste either.
Flavor, scent, all of it.
Pumpkin or apple. Because apparently there's a divide. Are you a pumpkin girly or an apple girly?
There is a divide. I like both, but if I had a gun held to my head, then I'm going to go pumpkin over apple. But that's because I've always preferred pumpkin. Like, I've never been a cider. Like, growing up, drinking apple cider, I tried it, and it just wasn't really for me.
It's like hot apple juice.
And I'm not a huge fan of that.
I get that.
So I don't mind the flavoring of it, like the like cinnamon kind of crumbles. Mm-hmm. I could do like flavors here and there, but I'm going to go more towards the pumpkin side because I just like pumpkin just a little bit more. But I do like the apple smell.
See, and that's kind of where I land of if we're talking like drinks and stuff, pumpkin all day, every day. I do like a good apple cider. But for me, it's kind of like hot cocoa. You have to have it when it's cold. Mm-hmm. I can't just do apple cider in a 60-degree weather. I want it to be cold and rainy and, just really, really hits my soul. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But if we're going smells, this house from like September 1st through Thanksgiving.
Can confirm.
Consistent apple smell.
Can confirm.
We love it. It is this is fall season smell.
Matt and I kind of rotate through. We kind of depend on what we go through. Pumpkin's been really big. S'mores has been kind of really big. Yeah. Apples. We pretty much go with anything that's very small, like fall feeling. Yeah. Because the thing is what we really do is I like every room in the house to smell different. Oh, so I will get multiple like scents. And I'll go, okay, I want the kitchen to smell like this. I want the living room to smell like this. I want the bedroom to smell like this. And I will light different candles. And I will move these candles around the house depending on what I want the room to smell like.
That.
So I make the house smell different. Even the Febreze plugins, I get different scents for those too.
That.
If I get two of the same scents, it is because they are plugins that share the relatively same space and I don't want the smells to mix. But if I think the smells can be separate enough, different smells.
Nice.
I want it to be different because you get nose blind.
Yeah, you do.
So if you just change between rooms and you get something different, you're less likely, like your nose blindness kind of is postponed for a little bit longer. It happens anyways. That. But yeah, that's what I do.
It's fun.
Smells everywhere.
I'm here for the smells. All year round, this house, we try our best to have like some sort of smell good in. But when fall hits.
It's apple.
It's apple.
It is obsessively apple.
I don't even care. I have no shame. No shame in my smelling game.
I can't combat that one.
Yeah. Smells good.
Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
That's it.
That's it. That's all you said. That's all you wrote down here for me to say is, we hope you enjoyed this episode. And that was it.
Okay.
You failed here.
Here's my defense. It's not a good defense, but it's what I got. You pre-made all these rundowns for like the next 50 episodes.
Yes.
Which is great. I thank you for that.
Uh-huh.
But when you
job.
When you just put thank you for this episode, for some reason my brain was like, oh, she'll fill in this. That's not your job. It's my job. But that's where my brain went. And for that, I apologize. I also need to fix that on next week's rundown because I didn't do anything for that either.
Charity! You had one job!
My ADHD looked at that and like, oh yeah, she's got this. She did not in fact
Charity,
have this.
We discussed this. I will maintain the documents for our stuff. You are the one who's supposed to fill this in.
I'm supposed to fill it out. But
fail.
For some reason, my brain was like, she set these up. Okay, great. She'll fill in that one spot. I have to fill in everything else, but she'll fill in that one spot. I don't know why. That's what my brain said. But that's what happened. I told you I have a defense. It's not a good one, but it is a defense.
No, it's a shitty ass defense. Yes. Well, we hope you enjoyed this episode.
Enjoy the fall? I don't know.
I'm telling you to say your next line.
I'm sorry, I can't breathe.
We did so good, and now we're choking at the end.
Good. And then I messed it all up with the rundown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Daniel. Oh my gosh. Well, we do hope you enjoyed this episode.
That's the third time they've heard it. Continue.
Yes, but we really do hope that they did. If you would like to share your fun fall activities, your favorite memories, anything along those lines, you can send those stories to us at theunstableBrew@gmail.com. We promise to read all of the emails and share any that may fit into a future episode. And if you would like to share your story but remain anonymous, simply let us know and we will be sure to honor your request.
Additionally, if you ever want to share a story with us, simply to share it but not to have it shared in a future episode, please feel free to do that as well. Just let us know that the email and story is for venting purposes only and to not be shared in the show. We will respect your request because boundaries matter, people.
Very nice. There was a hint of Boston in that one.
I don't know what comes out of my mouth.
If you would like to follow us on social media, we are available on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and X under The Unstable Brew. We will often be posting promo videos and extra fun content on these platforms.
And remember, we are available for your listening pleasure or displeasure on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Every time.
I know. It's because I go into a groove and then I just completely because it's displeasure and then it goes to Spotify or Apple Podcast. Yeah. I switched it up, so I threw myself off. Okay.
Oh, okay.
There it goes.
Where can they find us?
You can even watch us on YouTube. Wow, we are doing great. Please like, share, comment, enjoy the chaotic wild ride. I'm so sorry.
Bye.